Hey everybody, this is Joseph Pasek of barburner.ca. Our twice daily Fired Up show is available on 108 platforms, also on the OSG Sports app, available on iOS and Android. Welcome to a special edition of Jump Ball with the Queen of Canada. Yes, Veronica Harris was on NBA TV, NBA XL, and I should say the Queen of Washington, right? Ashley Baker making her return to Barn Burner, because this is an NBA playoff preview. All right, Ashley, I'll start off with you. I don't think Washington's in the playoffs, right? I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, no, Wizards did not make it in, but it's all good. Fell short, very short.
Okay, we'll start off with the East. The number one seed, Milwaukee Bucks. I can't believe I'm just saying that. Number one seed, Milwaukee Bucks, taking on the 8th seed of Detroit Pistons. Ashley, who you got in this one?
I'm definitely rolling with Milwaukee. Giannis, and he is definitely my season MVP. Sorry, James Harden, but Giannis is my MVP for the year. And, he is just special. He's a special guy. I think he's the X factor in all of their series for the playoffs. He can just do so much outside of scoring. And you got Chris Middleton. I mean, those guys in Milwaukee, they're well coached. And Detroit kind of struggled just to even get the 8th spot. You know what I mean? Like, they just solidified their playoff spot not even a night ago. So, I think Milwaukee has this one in the bag. I wouldn't be surprised if they swept them this series. So I'm going Milwaukee.
You say 4 games. Okay, Veronica, you're laughing there. Go ahead. What do you say?
Not all I can say, but I will start off by saying thank God that Toronto is not playing Detroit and Milwaukee is, because we all know Toronto's ex-head coach, Dwayne Casey, is now the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, and he knows Toronto. I mean, he knows you can drop different plays, you can change the names, you can change some players, but most of those guys are still on the team as they were last year. So he knows the guys. He knows what they're thinking. I honestly think he knows what they're going to do next. And I don't know, some voodoo stuff going on with Dwayne Casey, but every time Detroit plays Toronto, there's something hanging over Toronto's head that makes them very uncomfortable and makes them squirm. So thank you, Milwaukee. Thank you, Detroit. You guys do your thing. And I think Toronto Raptors will most likely take Orlando in 4. Mind you, it's going to be a fun Eastern Conference. You have Boston and Indiana. You have Philly and the Brooklyn Nets. Philly and Brooklyn, that's going to be a good matchup. I think D'Angelo Russell, he is going to go off. And I
can't wait.
Right? I think they're going to take it in 5.
Okay, hold on. I just asked you we're going to break down the series, but so give me your pick.
I couldn't help it. I got excited.
All right, you get excited, but you're right about Dwayne Casey. You know what voodoo he has when he plays the Raptors? His name is Dwayne LeBron Casey. That's the problem. Okay, Dwayne LeBron Casey,
and kryptonite.
That's right. But now we don't even see LeBron. He's not even in the playoffs. He's not even anywhere. He's getting magic fired. Come on. All right. So, Veronica, you got Milwaukee in 4 also?
Excuse me, guys. I'm a little bit sick, so I'm just clearing my throat. I think Milwaukee will take it in 4 for sure.
All right. The next series, the Toronto Raptors, the 2nd seed Toronto Raptors against the 7th seed Orlando Magic. Veronica, I know what you're going to say, but let's start off with Ashley. Ashley, we're based out of Toronto, so if you want to get popular here, you know who to pick.
Well, it's not even about getting popular. It's about being realistic. I mean, Toronto, Milwaukee had such a great year. I'm really surprised that Toronto is actually not sitting in number 1 seed, especially with the acquisition of Kawhi Leonard. But I definitely think that they're going to take this series. I think that Orlando may put up more of a fight than we think, so it'll probably go 5 games. I don't see them winning more than 1 against Toronto. So You got me on that one for sure. Y'all got it.
See, you're going to be co-queen of Toronto after this. All right. Veronica, go ahead. And Veronica will be at the Scotiabank Arena covering the games for Barn Burner. So go ahead, Veronica.
You want to know what? I'm going to have to agree with Ashley in the sense where I think that Toronto will take it. They may not be able to sweep Orlando because, let's face it, sometimes you have a bad game. And, I mean, you do have some pretty good players on the Orlando Magic. But you got to remember, Kawhi's putting up 26.6 points per game. He's shooting 49.6 from the field. You have lights out three-point shooter Danny Green, who's putting up 10.3 per game. I think that out of all of the years, even without DeMar DeRozan, because we all know, I'm sorry, but he's chosen the playoffs, that this is Toronto's year. And again, they may not be able to sweep it, but with these players and this chemistry, and I'm going to have to, when I go outside, I'm going to talk to Danny Green, because he did say, look, I don't know if we have the chemistry down yet. So I'm going to ask him what he thinks after this, because I think they got it. I think they got it in 5.
So you say, okay, we'll start with you, Veronica, on this one. The third-seeded Philadelphia 76ers up against the Brooklyn Nets. You wanted to talk about it, so go ahead. You start us off.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I think D'Angelo Russell is absolutely on fire. I think that may be the reason why Magic is gone. He feels that this organization, they did something wrong by trading him, that if they made that mistake, they're going to make more in the future. I don't know why he's fired. It could have been LeBron. I don't know. All I do know is D-Loading is absolutely an amazing player, and he's turned into something that I don't think many of us have really predicted that he would. He has hit so many game winners and been that man for Brooklyn that they haven't had since the Nets were in New Jersey, to be honest with you. So I think that they got this. And Joel Embiid, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but he's cocky, and I think that's going to get to him. And Ben Simmons, no jump shot. And I think all the hype will also get to him. So I think the Nets, they're cool, they're calm. They got Dinwiddie on the team as well. They got this. They got it in 5 as well. Eastern Conference is going to be great.
Yeah, wait a minute. That's right.
Say, oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
What?
What? There's no. Okay, Ashley, you take this one because I got to calm down. My blood pressure's going up here.
I was gonna say you are bold, Veronica. You are bold. You're picking the Nets. Let me tell you, the only reason the Nets are a great squad. D'Angelo Russell is peaking at the exact time. Everything is done in perfect time, I feel like, in life, period. So he's peaking at the right time, but I just feel like with the year that Philadelphia came off of last year, I mean, people were pretty much calling for Philadelphia to, like, make it to the championship last year. They didn't. They fell short. I think with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, you got Jimmy Butler, you got those sharpshooters, and J.J. Redick. I think it's going to be too much. Not to mention that they've already, you know what I mean, kind of been there as of recent versus the Nets. You know what I'm saying? So experience is going to play a huge part as well. I'm rolling with the Sixers. I don't think they're going to sweep Brooklyn, but Joel Embiid is a beast. Ben Simmons, I mean, we got to take into account that each team is going to level up a bit. Every team in the playoffs is going to level up a bit because it's playoffs. Ben Simmons, he can't shoot jump shots now, like you said, but he's going to, kind of level up in a sense. And then, where he can't make jump shots, you got Jimmy Buckets that will step up in the playoffs. There's not a doubt in my mind. So I probably will say that the 76ers have this one in 5. I think Brooklyn, they'll get lazy. They'll get lackadaisical in one of those games, but they win in 5.
I actually think why Veronica took Brooklyn, because it's an easier road for the Raptors. I know Veronica already.
Thinking in the future.
And look, the 76ers will win in 7 or 6 games. Get it, 76ers. All right, Ashley, you'll start us off with the next one. The Boston Celtics, the Indiana Pacers, Marcus Smart out, Oladipo out. If these guys were playing for their respective teams, this is a series that can go a long, long way if these guys played. But who do you got and how many games between Boston and Indiana?
I'm going to give you one name that stands out in this series for me. It's not even a player. It's Brad Stevens. And I'm just not going to bet against Brad Stevens in the first round. You probably would have had me if Victor Oladipo wasn't out for the year. I probably would have given Indiana a little more of a shot. But again, as I just mentioned, everybody kind of intensifies their game and raises their game up to the next level in the playoffs. And I believe that, we've seen that Brad Stevens is amazing at what he does. I think Boston has a point to prove. And you got Kyrie, you got Kyrie, you got Gordon Hayward, going into the playoffs for the first time together. I think that Boston is going to be close. I'm going to say in 6. I think Indiana will win 2 games, but I think Boston is going to take this.
All right, Veronica, before I give my pick, go ahead, Veronica.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree there because, granted, Boston does have something to prove, and they're coming in hot. Al Horford, that guy does not age. Like, he doesn't look like he ages, and he definitely doesn't play like he's aged. So I think that he has something to prove because his career may be coming to an end soon. Kyrie obviously has something to prove because he's still upset that he thinks the world is – the world was flat? What was that whole thing about?
Yeah. He says now the world's not flat. So
okay.
The only thing that's flat is my bank account. That's it.
Well, you want to know what? I think that, Joe, we're going to get that up there soon. But you got Scary Terry. You got Brad Stevens. You do. And especially with Oladipo being out, he is a huge part of why I believe Indiana is a success. Obviously, there's other key players there as well. But, I believe it's built around him, the new Pacers squad. And he's also a physical, a mental huge contribution to them. So I hope they don't get swept. I really, really don't because I hate to see a sweep. I like the energy. I like the atmosphere. I like everyone to finally have a little bit of a chance. So I'm going to say on 5 as well. Hey, 5 is a lucky number. I'm going to go with a lotto ticket because I'm saying 5 quite a bit.
No, it's not going to be 5. Boston is going to win. You know why? My Uncle Drew told me so. All right, so let's get to the Western Conference. People, come on. I know it's late at night, but come on, I got to bring the comedy here. The Golden State Warriors, the number 1 seed, taking on the number 8 seed, LA Clippers. Veronica, you'll start us off because your good friend, former Raptors assistant coach Rex Kalanian, is for the Los Angeles Clippers. He's assistant coach there. Do you think he could steal 2 games against Golden State?
I do, and it's not because I'm friends with Rex. I promise.
She's biased,
buddy.
She's biased.
I swear I'm not being biased. You want to know what? I said this in previous podcasts before. I think that Golden State, they're a great team. They're first in the West. I understand that. 57 wins, 25 losses. But they're on a little bit of a decline, I think. And I think the Clippers are really going to be able to pull this out of them because Clippers are hot.
What?
Yes, they're hot. They're hot, man.
Did you hear what she said, Ashley? She's picking the Clippers. I guess. And she's telling me.
No, I didn't say that. Whoa, everybody.
Oh, okay,
I did not say that.
Okay.
So you're gonna get me beat up.
I thought you were showing your bias again. Come on.
You're gonna get me beat up. No. The Clippers are hot, and Golden State is on the decline, but Golden State will still take it. Now, will the Clippers get 2? I think they can pull 2 of them. I really do. I think that they're an absolutely fantastic team. I think Doc Rivers is going to win Coach of the Year. There was a poll on Instagram, and I clicked Doc Rivers like 5 times. I'm like, yes, this guy's got it. But, they're also a fun team to watch. So that is also why I am excited to see the series. Patrick Beverley is doing an amazing job this year, and I think it'll be an interesting one to watch.
Ashley, I think her crown's going too much to her head. Mike Budenholzer is going to win the Coach of the Year. That's number one.
I thought that as well. But I don't know.
You clicked 5 times and you didn't click Budenholzer?
I clicked him twice.
All right, Ashley, go ahead. What do you say between the Golden State Warriors and the Clippers?
Excuse me. I would agree with the statement that they're on a bit of a decline, but not as of recent. They have really shown like playoff form, like almost like, here we go again, just starting to click right at the wrong time as far as the fans are concerned, because I think the majority of us can agree, we just don't want to see the Warriors win another championship. We want to see some type of competition. We want to see, and they have really been in playoff form the last few weeks. Steph went out with the ankle injury a couple of nights ago. Steve Kerr checked him off and said he'll be all good for playoffs. But I think that the Clippers are that team that's going to push them. I would not be surprised if this series goes 7 games. And because it's Golden State, I feel like every team is going to come out with their best knockout punch. They're going to try. They're going to test them. You have that annoying mosquito at the barbecue in Texas, Beverly, who will not go away. So they're going to push them. Doc Rivers is a hell of a coach. He's not going to be easily out-coached by Steve Kerr. I think it's going to go 7 games, and that's going to be a bad sign for the Warriors. Because then you have to, I think the Warriors will end up winning the series. But then you have to worry about the rest of the competition in your second and third rounds out west. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be as easy as we think it's going to be for the Warriors, because they get lazy. They get lots of days where they think that they can turn it on and turn it off. And the Clippers are the wrong team to do that with. So I think it'll go 7 games before the Warriors finally get some sense knocked into them and be like, okay, we need to wake up. So
both you guys said the Warriors are on the decline. Well, you know where they're going to be on the decline? In the NBA Finals when they come to Toronto, and I treat Steph Curry to like all these chefs. You know, he likes to eat. Steph Curry, and Veronica, we got to take him out to like the best restaurants and all that. All right, now let's get to. I think here is the upset. Number 7, San Antonio Spurs up against number 2.
Really?
Nuggets. Yeah, I really believe, what, Veronica, you touched on it, saying DeMar DeRozan chokes. Well, he's going to show the world that he doesn't choke if it's not in Canada, okay? I think San Antonio will beat Denver. Veronica, go ahead.
That's very interesting. But, I mean, hey, we're all in Toronto in opinion, Joe. I'm good with it. I'm good. I think that, DeRozan does choke, and let's be real, he's not the only one on the team. So, there's that, but there's not many others that I could really rely on. LaMarcus Aldridge, maybe. Patty Mills, yes. John J. Murray,
you got to figure out which LaMarcus Aldridge is going to show up.
That's right.
That's the thing.
Right. So I think that, honestly, I think Denver's got in the bag. I think they're having probably one of the, I won't say the best seasons ever because we all know, but they're having a great season. The Joker is killing it this year. We all saw him at All-Star Weekend, 19.9 points per game, shooting 51.1 from the field. He's having a great season. Canadian Jamal Murray is having a fantastic season. Mason Plumlee, honestly, the list goes on and on and on. Isaiah Thomas, I don't know why Isaiah Thomas is in everywhere, and you guys are probably laughing at me, but hey, this is really, remember when Isaiah was in the playoffs with Boston and he absolutely killed it? I see that Isaiah coming back for some reason. I don't know why. It's just a feeling I got, and I feel it.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Well, one of the reasons why, sorry, actually, I'm just going to say this, and then we'll go to you. San Antonio, Greg Popovich over Malone. By the way, for those who don't know, the coach of Denver Nuggets is the son of the first ever Raptor coach, Brendan Malone. So, you got to have, and this is the first time Denver is sort of in the playoffs, and, second seed is huge. I just think the experience of Greg Popovich, and he knows, they finished 48-34 or something like that, and nobody talks about San Antonio 48-win season with, losing arguably your best player, getting DeMar DeRozan, whether he chokes or not. 48 wins with what team? You know, like the team he had, Greg Popovich, this was the best coaching job he has had in a long, long time. Go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah, I'm actually going to side with Joe on this one.
See, this is why she's
upset.
Okay.
I feel an upset, man, and I feel an upset for, again, one name. And you just spoke of him, Greg Popovich. This is what Pop does. He does the unimaginable, the unthinkable. You know what I mean? And I just feel like it is going to come down to coaching. He has done this a million times over. I think that I would hope that, for the sake of my prediction here, that we get the LaMarcus Aldridge of old from the past when he was with the Blazers and balling out in Portland, again, for the sake of my prediction. But I feel upset here, man. I think that the Spurs, I got the Spurs winning in 6. I got the Spurs winning in 6, man. Yeah, I do.
Veronica, I'm sorry to say, great minds think alike. See, this is why I like Ashley.
We're going to have another conversation when this is over, and I want you guys to listen to me.
All right. Actually, you start.
No, wait a minute, Joe. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Denver is amazing. Now, Denver, has shocked the world. They were the number 1 seed in the West for a lot of the year.
Yeah.
So they kind of came out of nowhere. So they are great, but I can't bet against Popovich. The only time I really bet against Pop is if he's going against like the Warriors, because the talent there is just so overwhelming. It doesn't matter, but I don't know. I can't go against Pop.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's going to happen, the surprise there. So, Ashley, you'll start us off. Number 3 seed, Portland Trailblazers up against number 6 seed, Oklahoma City Thunder. This is going to be, no pun intended, a barn burner.
Yeah, this is going to be, what I was actually hoping for? I ain't even going to lie, y'all. I was hoping for Rockets Thunder. I was hoping for Rockets Thunder. I really was. It just seems like that the dominoes always fall out of place for the Blazers. Unfortunately, I don't. Russell Westbrook is just so good. He has been so good this year, 3 years in a row, averaging a triple-double, but he is not the focal point for me. The focal point is Paul George. He's like clicking at the right time. He drained that corner 3 against the Rockets the other night to kind of shake up the standings as well. So I think now it's going to be. I think OKC will do it in 6. I think OKC will do it in 6. I'm sorry, I don't see that. It's not going to be Dame time. It'll be Dame time for 2 games, but that's it. I'm sorry.
All right, Veronica.
I have to agree with that. As much as I want to, I'm actually heading over to Portland, and I was really in the next week, and I was really hoping that they would have a home game. But funny enough, the 2 games they have while I'm there are in OKC. But I think that the Thunder, they got this in the bag. No, hold on. I shouldn't say that. They don't have it in the bag. They have it, and it will be a little bit of a struggle because Dame Lillard, he is present. CJ McCollum is very underrated, I think. And but then you do have Paul George. He has hit 4 game winner shots this season alone, and I believe in 3 seasons he hasn't done that in OKC or what was he for? Indiana. Yeah, right. Indiana. Right. Brain fart. We're all allowed 1 brain fart, right? But I think Westbrook brings the best out of. Well, obviously, with the triple-double, that includes, for those of you out there who don't know or says that Westbrook is a ball hog, that includes rebounds and assists, right? So I think that he is a great contributor to the team, and he spreads the love, and he makes everyone else better. And that's what he did to Markieff Morris. That's what he did to Paul George, right? And it's really showing off. Steven Adams, that guy's a beast. And the key, they got this. They got it, honestly, I don't want to say a sweep, but It's going to be tricky.
So, what is it? Seriously, take off that crown right now. Take off that crown right now.
I said they won't. I said they won't take a sweep.
I know, but girl, you was teetering on the line, girl. You was on shore for a second.
All right.
That's all right. Wait a minute.
So the last series we're going to look at, Veronica, you'll start us off. Houston was like 2 minutes away from being the number 2 seed on Wednesday, and now they fell to number 4. And arguably, this is the toughest matchup they could have with Utah, who are the 5th seed. Again, this is going to be basketball like old school style, I think, because I'm not saying Houston's going to lose, but I think it's going to be very, very close every game. Veronica, what do you say?
So you guys remember how like every other matchup I was saying in 5? Okay, this one is going 7, no doubt, 100%. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that, Grayson Allen just hit up 40 points the other night. It took him all season, but he got there, and he's a rookie, right? So he's feeling himself. You have Jay Crowder, who is the boss man, who is feeling himself. The Aussie Joe Ingles. Everyone is really stepping up. And you also obviously cannot forget about Donovan Mitchell. He's a young guy, but he is one of the main guys, 23.8 points per game. So, but then again, you obviously have Houston. You have some may argue with me, you have the MVP, you have Chris Paul, you have so many other players that, Joe, I have to agree with you, this probably is the best matchup thus far in the 2019 playoffs. All I know is I'll be glued to that TV, and it's in 7.
Ashley, let me ask you a question. You're in Washington. If Houston loses, do you think James Harden shaves that terrible beard?
Nah, that's his brand right there. The beard is his brand right there. The beard isn't going anywhere. I remember when he first started growing out that beard, and I'm thinking to myself, it has got to be so hot on his face, like with all that sweating and no, he's not shaving it. That's his brand right there. That's his bread and butter.
You call that a playoff beard? That's a playoff beard. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So who do you like in this series?
I'm agreeing with everything for the most part that Veronica said. Utah is definitely. I'm sorry, I did miss the end though. Veronica, did you say you were going with Houston in 7?
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, I'm going with Houston in 7, but it'll be tight though.
Okay. I really would like. I wish that we could get like a preview game. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, like James Harden is great. As I said earlier, he's not my MVP. Giannis is. And I just feel like it's really going to depend on the officiating with this series. You sneeze on James Harden, and the man is getting a call. He's at the line. He is great at creating contact. Yeah, he is great at creating contact. And I just hope that this series is not a determining factor as far as the referees are concerned. Like, I just want them to let them play. They're grown men. Let them play. This is playoff time.
Well, number one, the referees only have a problem with the Toronto Raptors, put it that way. That's proven history. Number 2, how about a second round matchup of, Houston and Golden State? If you guys are saying that both teams will win, the second round is going to be Houston and Golden State. That's going to be off the charts just for a second round series. All right. Final question I'm going to ask both of you. In La La Land in Los Angeles, like we touched on, turmoil galore. Magic Johnson stepping down. Who knows why? Couldn't get with Jerry Buss because LeBron James wants a banana boat on that team, the Lakers team or whatever. But Ashley, let's start off with you. What do you think of what's going on in Los Angeles? But also, Los Angeles could get the number 1 pick, or it could be New York. What about Zion or RJ Barrett? Going to them, does that solve the problem? Of course, Los Angeles, if they get one of those, they're probably going to get Davis, or I'm not going to say Kawhi Leonard, but Los Angeles is going to make a move during the off season.
Well, let me just say, as a Duke fan, I definitely hope that Zion hasn't declared yet, and I hope he keeps it that way. I want him to stay at Duke, but I know it's not going to happen. He's definitely going to declare soon. But that LA situation, man, I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, I got to take Magic for his word. You know what I'm saying? I got to take Magic for his word, and he just felt like he wasn't having fun anymore. We actually talked about it on my show, my co-host and I, and he made a really great point, which is, Magic was so close with that Lakers organization. I think that Jeannie probably just put the idea in his head, and he didn't really want to do it, but because it's Jeannie and they're really close, that he just rolled with it. I don't think that he really wanted to deal with the day-by-day having to go out and scout and be in the office. That's not what Magic's trying to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it just sucks because they have great potential, you know what I'm saying, into what can be next year. LeBron James is not overextending his body during playoff time this year. So teams should really be afraid next season in the West because he's going to be coming full steam ahead. He's not missing a second playoff round, a second playoff 2 years in a row. It's not happening. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but, hey, Magic want to go back and talk analytics on TNT, I guess.
Well, you said LeBron James is not, doing anything or whatever during the off season, but he is making Space Jam. You never know who he could pull a hamstring or whatever like that. So these movies, Veronica, you've been on TV. You're going to star in movies. Come on, tell them how hard it is to be appearing on TV and movies.
You want to know what? If LeBron were to come to me and be like, Veronica, I need you on Space Jam too, I'd be like, okay, fine. I don't care what other players we got. Let's go. 100%. I see bugs, but what's bad? Let's go. But I feel bad. I don't know why players are declining, but I mean, I think that'd be so fun.
Well, the guys who are not declining, probably Carmelo, probably Dwayne Wade there and all that. Speaking about Dwayne Wade, final question here on Jump Ball. This has been a great edition with Veronica Harris and Ashley Baker. Let me ask you, give me your memories of Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki. And Veronica, I'm going to throw in a special question to you. Why in the hell Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, why is Vince Carter still playing?
Man, he has records to break. That man, he's gonna, what is he, 40? The oldest player. He's the only 42. Player from the 90s left in the league, right?
Yeah, 42.
That's fantastic. And, I mean, the man wants to come back to Toronto. We all know it. He hasn't said it yet, but we know it. So he's, why is he still there? Because he's still got hops. He still has jumps. He's still putting up decent numbers for a 42-year-old. Right? So why not? Stay in the league.
All right.
That's why.
Ashley, go ahead.
About Vince Carter? I think
no, about not about Vince Carter, about Dwayne Wade, about, Dirk Nowitzki, your favorite memories,
Yeah. So Dwayne Wade is actually my favorite player all time.
Really?
Really.
He was mine till he took my girlfriend, Gabrielle Union. I could never, oh my gosh. And being Mary Jane is back now. Now me and her could be sitting back. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. He's my favorite player all time. Very emotional for me, to actually see him go. But I would have to. There's so many Dwayne memories, but my fondest one has to be when he actually came back to Miami after being with the Bulls and being with the Cavs. It just felt right, you know what I mean, that he would end his career. I mean, I absolutely shouldn't have ended it anywhere else but in Miami. So that would probably be my fondest memory. I was really excited that he happened to capture his first championship, his first 3 years in the league, which is what separates him from people, in my opinion, from like Allen Iverson. Dwayne Wade is top 3 shooting guard, in my opinion, right behind Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant is right behind Michael Jordan. With Dirk, my memories of Dirk would be when he gave us that butt kicking that first year the Big Three was together down in Miami. I mean, Dallas, they tore Miami up, and Dirk pushed Dwayne to his limits. Dwayne will tell you that. He says that all the time. But, for Dirk to be over 7 feet and knocking down threes and that's the way he's been doing all his career, oh, man, fantastic careers for both guys. And it just lets me know how old we getting, guys. It's been 16 years already. We're getting old.
Wait a minute. I'm older than all two of you here. Come on. I'm like Uncle Joe. I'm Grandpa Joe here. Come on. But the little known fact that not a lot of people are talking about, that Dallas victory over Miami. A key to that Dallas victory over Miami that not a lot of people talk was Dwayne Casey and the defense he did for Dallas. Like that. That's what got him hired here in Toronto, because not a lot of people talk. I talked to several players, and they said Dwayne Casey was out of his mind, scheming, like he did not go to sleep till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and getting, Miami had the big three there, and shutting down not only, LeBron, Dwayne, and Bosh, and they had everybody, and it was one of the biggest surprises in the NBA final, Dallas, when they beat them, so...
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
All right, Veronica, tell everybody how they could get a hold of you.
Absolutely. You guys can get a hold of me through Instagram and Twitter at v.ron006, as well as BallersFTO. And make sure you guys check me out this Saturday. Again, I will be at the Raptors game. If you see me, come say hey. If you can't make it to the game, that's all good. They do have something called Draft Park out front that you can watch. I believe it's on like a 50-foot screen or something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, if you can't get inside, you can still enjoy the atmosphere and celebrate with your fellow NBA Toronto Raptors.
And Ashley, if you want to come down and see real playoff basketball, come to Toronto. Veronica will pay you the tickets. Veronica will pay for the tickets there and all that.
Jurassic Park always looks lit come playoff time. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Seeing all those people out there watching that big old screen, it always looks super lit. So I think you're probably right, Joe.
All right. Ashley, tell everybody how they could get a hold of you and how could they listen to one of your great shows.
Yes, my podcast is available on all podcasting available platforms. It's called About Nothing But Sports. It's every Thursday. And you can find me on Facebook as Ashley Nicole or on Twitter as Ashley Baker _21. Yes, please make sure you guys check me out.
All right, one of the best jump balls in a long time. Maybe we got to do it again. Hey, Veronica?
Oh, yes, please. Let's do it. It honestly was a pleasure speaking with you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.